Hi, my name's Rowan Casey, and today I'm just asking people on YouTube to have their say about what they think about what happened before the Big Bang, or whether the universe was created by God, or you know, what they think about the science behind it. Um, there's the main theory in about the universe is that it just happened. There was a singularity of infinite density and it just exploded for no apparent reason. And, like Stephen Hawking said, basically there was no time in it and no time before it. And it just exploded because it was there. And there's no explanation for why it exploded or what, what the cause was. And this theory has been around ever since it was discovered that the universe was expanding from a central point. And at the time that the Hubble telescope discovered that, it was taken as proof by just about all scientists at the time that this was proof that God created the universe, like in Genesis. And you know, the thought before that was that the universe must be eternal because the first law of thermodynamics is that energy cannot be created or destroyed, it only changes form. And basically, yeah, the big freeze theory, which Stephen Hawking talks about, says that the universe just continues to expand and it forms black holes, which then uh, dissipate because of proton decay, and all you have left at the end of it is photons flying around for all eternity, massless particles that never do anything except fly around aimlessly. And that's the big freeze theory. That's the most popular theory on the origins of the universe and the end of the universe. And the second most popular theory is the Big Crunch theory or the many worlds theory, which says that as the black holes form, and a black hole, by the way, is matter that's grown so cold that the atom collapses, the electron stops spinning around the nucleus and collapses into it. And, that's what makes up a black hole. It's super dense material of very cold atoms. And so, the amount of volume of the mass in a black hole, like a nucleus and an electron, only make up 100,000th of the entire volume of the atom, depending on how close the electron spins to the nucleus. And so, it collapses and it makes a very dense material, which is a black hole. And so the many worlds theory says these black holes are sucked by gravity back into the center, and obviously this collision of the black holes or whatever, the pressure that builds up in the giant singularity that forms is enough to start another Big Bang. And so this process has just been continuing forever. Obviously, we know that energy is eternal because it cannot be created or destroyed. And, uh, the second law of thermodynamics says that all things must gain entropy over time, move towards equilibrium, slow down and fall apart and cool down, so on, unless something causes them not to. And basically the thing which causes them not to, in my view, is that these black holes smash into each other and the atom splits, causes a nuclear explosion, the Big Bang. Einstein has two equations, energy equals mass multiplied by the speed of light squared, mass equals energy divided by the speed of light squared. And I believe the same energy is released, which, by the way, the energy is always there and has always been there. It's released every time the Big Bang happens. So energy equals mass, and the mass creates energy again. It's all the same thing, but in an atom, it's just held like in a specific place. It travels, the electron travels around really fast. It's just energy that's bound up in the form of an atom. And yeah, as far as I can tell, the second law of thermodynamics reaches, is aiming to happen, but it never does because you just you can't get any more equilibrium than a singularity of infinite density, and but the singularity of infinite density can't support itself because it's just too heavy. There's too much pressure. The atom splits because it has to, and it has to continue moving like this, or it never would have happened at all. That's my belief. It's just obvious. You can't just have a Big Bang happen for no reason out of nowhere. You can't just have a singularity of infinite density for no reason. Maybe time doesn't exist in this big singularity of infinite density, but it also couldn't exist because it's unstable. You know, the singularity forms or tries to form and it explodes straight away because there's too much pressure, too much weight, and the energy comes back out of the mass. And so this is an eternal cycle, I believe. I don't think the other most popular theory makes any sense at all. And the only reason why it is the most popular theory is because this has been taught in schools for 30, 40, 50 years now, that the universe began at the Big Bang because they all believed it did, because they thought it was proof, they thought it was in the Bible. The Bible said that the universe began at a specific time, and that's what they thought the Big Bang meant. And so everything in science is based around the idea that the Bible must be true. And it's only these days that we're sort of starting to question those ideas and go back to some of the things that have been taught in the past, which may not be entirely true or based on valid assumptions. Anyway, I'm asking you to have your say, and if you're a scientist, tell me what you think the arguments are for one theory or another. I think it's pretty simple. What goes up must come down, and energy, mass, energy, and mass, energy. It's just an endless cycle. That's what Einstein always thought until somebody told him that the universe must have had a beginning, and he didn't like it, didn't like that thought. He just didn't know what to think about it because everyone was saying it. Anyway, tell me what you think about it.